Well, welcome back into the studio for another Throwback Thursday. This is a limited series, and if you want to learn more about how this came to be, you can check out the description down below. Now, I do need to say that the quality of the footage is not up to my current standard. This was filmed in 2019, just before I started my channel. And a little bit of history about beebums is that I created this piece for my daughter after she showed me a series of photos of bees nose deep into flowers with just their little bums hanging out. And this was my first true assemblage piece that I had done. So I'm getting started by putting all the elements together. I'm kind of getting everything kind of to where I want it to be, so that when I take my cradle board out, I can then have all my ready pieces, or mostly ready pieces, available to me to start to assemble it. So the first thing I'm starting off with here is a piece of cotton lace that I've used some different color mediums on. Kind of played a little bit with Tattered Angels Vanilla Breeze Glimmer Mist. I don't even know if they make this anymore. And I came in with some acrylic ink in Burnt Umber, and then went back to add more of that Vanilla Breeze to it. And it does have a glimmer to it. It's hard to see until you look at the end piece. But I am going to come in after that's been added to with some Mod Podge. This is Stiffy, a fabric stiffener, and it works pretty good. So I get that all added, and I'm going to set it aside to dry. Next, I've pulled out a sundry of resined pieces. Some of these are resin, some are actually made with paper clay, but I'm going to cover them all with some TCW black gesso, because later I'm going to do some color work on it where I need the base to be black.
You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die.
Now I've pulled out these Prima flowers. They're like burlap flowers. Like I said before, a lot of these products, I'm not sure they still exist, but I'm going to get these covered. A few I'm going to cover with this impasto paint in Eggplant is the color. And as always, I will list down below in the description box all the products I've used. Now, I wasn't able to find links for all of them, affiliate links, but at least I have the names there for you, so you can do some investigation if you're interested in any of these products. So I'm going to get them covered with the paint and then set those aside to dry. And now that those have had an opportunity to dry, I'm going to do some highlighting with some white gesso around the edges of the almost dry brushing, really. As you can see, I'm patting off my brush on the right and then going in and just adding a little highlight to those petals.
Take a step into the river, get down on your knees, come to the mountain while taking in the view. You will find that life is greater than you knew when you go.
Now these are actual buttons, not resin pieces, and they're pretty glossy and they're plastic. And so I do not, anything I apply to it is going to end up chipping off. So I'm coming over these with some white gesso to get some tooth to them so everything can adhere to it better. Getting those dried, and then I'm going to come in with some of that same impasto eggplant paint and get them some color.
You shattered at the point of no return. You pick up the pieces and you let the bridges burn. So come to the water, you're sailing with the breeze. Take a step into the river.
These metal pieces are Prima vintage trinkets, and they are a variety of different floral elements. And because they are metal, I'm going to come over them with some black gesso that will give them some tooth. I'm also got a few pieces of wood here that are from canvases. They're like shims for canvases, and I'm covering those with black as well. My thought is to go over those with these rust effects pastes.
Through the storm, I will hold you, keep you warm. When you stay in the night, I will shelter, I will fight, I will fight. I will fight. So come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river and get down on your knees.
Now these rust effect pastes usually come in threes, and you start with the darkest and you go up from there to the lightest in different layers. So you put one layer on, dry it, come in with the next layer, add as much as you want till you get the effect that you're looking for. I believe I'm only coming in with 2 of these to get the look that I want. And I am coming in and doing this on the wood pieces as well as the floral.
Leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky. Are you willing to try? Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. We will keep it steady.
Well, it appears I'm coming in with all 3 colors. You can see how bright this final color is, and yeah, it's pretty bright. And I think at this point I decided to pull it back a little bit so it less is more on that final color because it is so bright. And you may notice that it's much more liquidy than the other 2 are. So here I'm just started to use a dry brush technique with it, really tapping off my brush before I go in with that bright yellow.
New beginnings, new pride, let your spirit shine through. Many more will come, oh, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit, and we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti, and if we fail, we just reboot.
These elements really turned out pretty fun. I had the idea to come in with some paper clay. This is the first time I've ever used the Prima paper clay. I found that it dried really quickly, so definitely wrap that in a Ziploc bag as well. So I kind of pat out, get it kind of malleable, roll it out with a pastry roller, and then I'm going to come in with an old Allen wrench and create a texture that looks like it's honeycomb. And this ended up being a lot of fun. I go in and I do some painting on it with some acrylic paint, and then I come in with some diamond glaze and fill in some of the depressions I made with the Allen wrench to look as though there is honey inside the comb. Now this was painstakingly time consuming, but I really like how it ended up turning out, and I do make a few of these to use in different areas of the assemblage.
I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking every vow. I can understand you're tired of this town, and I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Stardust, stardust. I'm the lazy one, so I guess I should have known. You said yourself you wanna do this alone. What if your dreams are making it hard to think straight? If you still love me, I can wait, I can wait. And remember this. We could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there. Made us realize we're more than just stardust.
Well, now it's time to get my cradle board prepped. So I'm covering it with a couple coats of gesso, and then I'm gonna come in and add some collage. Now the collage papers I'm using here are from Digital Curio Honeybee Ephemera digital paper, and you can find them on Etsy if they're still around, because this was done quite a while ago, 2019. And I'm just going to get these collaged down using my TCW matte gel medium. Secondarily, I am coming in with some papers from my text collage pack. The link will be down below in the description box.
Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Like wind in our sails. Hold on tight. I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us. If we just hold on tight, this vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore. right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every.
Well, now that the collage is all dry, I'm coming in with a clear stamp from Finnabair Prima, and I'm not really sure what this is, but I'm just adding it with some sepia archival ink to get some additional texture in some areas around. And then I'm coming in with this Prima Finnabair honeycomb stencil and a heavy body gel. Now this heavy body gel does dry glossy and transparent, so I'm using it specifically just to give that a faint look of bee comb, honeycomb in the background. Now that my cradle board surface is prepped and ready and it can finish curing, I'm coming in with some old packaging that I've kind of cut down into a tag shape, and I'm gonna get it covered really well with some white gesso, including the edges, which is a little tricky because of all the cells in it. It's hard to get that in, but I'm doing my best to get that done. And that hasn't even dried yet. I am just using that white gesso kind of like glue, putting down some gauze pieces to give that some texture. Now I am then going to be coming in with some crackle paste along some of the edges, just leaving this because I know I need to allow that crackle paste to dry naturally. And I believe that crackle paste is also by Prima. It is white crackle. Now that crackle is dry, I'm going to come in adding color. This is that glimmer mist again, and getting that added to just kind of accentuate all that texture, including the crackle. And then I'm going to come in onto the surface while I'm allowing that to dry. I'm going to come in to the surface of the cradle board with some white gesso, and just to push some areas back and let that texture I applied with the heavy gel medium kind of pop out in areas. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the gesso and then come back in with the baby white and pull areas back. I'm kind of going back and forth between the cradle board and this piece, letting things kind of dry a little bit better. So I'm mixing now to go onto that tag some yellow ochre acrylic paint along with that heavy body gel. And like that I said before, it can be glossy, but I'm going to try and use that to my advantage. It is going to make this yellow ochre a little bit more translucent. It's going to not be as opaque as it was before. And I'm going to push it through another stencil. This is one by Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous. Again, honeycomb is the motif on it. And in areas of that tag, I am going to add this mixture through that stencil.
You get my heart in trouble. Make a beat, sing a tune, giving my life this whole groove. You, get my heart in trouble. We all behold how our fate.
Now it's time to kick things up a notch. So all of those things that I have pre-prepped, the three-dimensional items, I'm coming in with some Prima Antique Brilliance Wax. I'm using aged brass, royal robes, mystic turquoise, and red amber to make the texture on the surface really pop. And to do that, I'm using a brush that I have set aside specifically to use with the waxes. I am making sure it's dry, it's not wet in any way, and I'm just lightly brushing over the top of these items. And sometimes I'm going to come in with my finger and add a little bit if I feel like it's just not getting caught but with that brush. And then once I'm done, I have a wet baby wipe there. I'm brushing off that baby wipe to make sure that I'm not bringing the prior color over to the next item.
Get my heart in trouble. To the sky, to the moon, making my skyline brand new. You get my heart in trouble. Make a beat, sing a tune, giving my life this whole groove. Get my heart in trouble. To the sky, to the moon, you're making my skyline brand new. Get my heart in trouble.
She grew up in a little town right by the sea. She never let things hold her down, always been all she could be. But she spent them nights down at the shore, looking far away to leave. The end of the horizon was as far as she could see. Her mother used to work them nights at the Blue Moon Cabaret, and it's been about 11 years since her father went away. And though she often hated him, she never felt betrayed. She knew inside a broken heart they would meet again someday. She's a bird now, high in the sky. She's looking down on everything she left behind. She's waving down at you to go and find that silver lining too. She was only 17 with the wind in her hair, a t-shirt and some faded jeans. That's all she.
And now that I have the lace done, I am moving to that tag, and I'm going to take some Stabilo All in this brown and start to do some shadowing around the edge and in areas in the center, just to kind of make things pop a little bit, give it some interest. This is a water soluble pencil, and it will write on anything, hence the name Stabilo All. It writes on glass, plastic, so it's a great go-to, especially for mixed media. And you can add water to it and get it to move. And I love how the different colors that are part of this brown pencil come out when you add the water to it. And you'll notice as I go around, I'm using my finger to kind of just smudge it a little bit, make it a little bit softer. And then I'm coming in again with the Tattered Angels just to push that white back just a hair, getting that dry, and then coming back in again with that Stabilo All in the inside part of that tag. So now I've brought that cradle board back in. I'm going to come to the edges of that as well with the Stabilo All. This time I'm just having a wet baby wipe next to me, getting my finger wet, and then just smudging it out a little bit more than I did on the tag. So it's real soft.
You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside, heading for collision in the night.
And now that I have those edges done, I feel like it's a good time to now start coming and putting things together, getting it applied to the surface of this cradle board. So at this point, I'm only going to attach that lace and the tag. The rest of the items, I'm going to kind of audition to where I want them. And once I've made a final decision, then I'm going to go in and get those permanently attached.
Moments pass, make this one count. Untied, you're so good at dragging yourself down. Why? Well, there ain't much time left to figure things out.
Now, because that tag doesn't lay flat on this cradle board because of the lace being on one side, I'm coming in with some cardstock. Well, this is actually cardboard, and I'm going to lift up on the right side so it adheres to something. It's not uneven.
Look at the colors
So I want to have a photo on here of one of the photos that my daughter gave me of the beebums. And so I need to make a place marker for that. And so I've kind of written onto this piece of cardboard, which I end up in the end using to mount the photo onto, but I'm going to use that as my place marker for the photo. And then now I'm coming in with all the elements, kind of trying to figure out where everything should go onto this cradle board.
for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe out. Look at the colors
So here I have taken a corsage pin with it has a pearl end on it, and I've strung it through one of those metallic flowers that had a hole in the center, and then I'm just using that to adhere it to that cardboard, and I've done it on a couple of them. I do end up, when I make my final decisions, I do end up putting some heavy body gel on those corsage pins, so as I push them into the cardboard of the tag, that they do end up drying and being very secure.
Come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river. Get down on your knees. Come to the mountain. Well, take it in the view. You will find that life is greater than you knew. When you go through the storm, I will hold you, keep you warm. When you stay in the night, I will shelter, I will fight, I will fight. Oh, you're broken and you're shattered at the point of no return. You pick up the pieces and you let the bridges burn. So come to the water, you're sailing with the breeze. Take a step into the river where you will find peace. Where you go.
And I added the letter B because my daughter's name starts with a B. Her name is Batia. And so pretty quickly here, I am going to be liking what I'm seeing. I am going to start adhering these elements to the cradle board.
I will fly when you go through the storm. I will hold you, keep you warm. When you stay in the night, I will shelter, I will fight, I will fight. I will fight. So come to the water where you will find peace. Take a step into the river and get down on your knees.
Sailors passing on the street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease? Forget bad memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky, are you willing to try? Right. Sing along as they hum and be fulfilled. Many more will come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. We will keep it steady, we will be the confetti. If we fail, we just reboot.
Now that I have pretty much have everything adhered, I'm going to come in with some elements to add a little bit more to the surface. So I have some micro beads in the color pollen, I have some mica flakes, and I have some acrylic Skittles. Those are the little round things. And I'm going to use those to do some highlighting on some of the flowers, add a little bit of that pollen like a bee has been there, and then using some of those Skittles in random areas. And you see, this is the photo I'm going to end up going with and adding to that cardboard or to the piece as a whole. And now instead of using that heavy body gel, I'm coming in with my regular gel medium to get everything adhered. Everything is pretty light that I'm adhering now, so I don't need anything stronger than just a regular gel medium.
Cause nothing can hold us back. Oh, nothing can take us down. We stand joined. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit. Yes, we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti. And if we fail, we just reboot. We just reboot.
I don't think that I'm being that selfish right now. You said yourself you'd be breaking every vow. I can understand you're tired of this town, and I'm not saying that we have to settle down now. Just remember this: we could have been stardust, same world but without us. Something made us find each other out there, made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you. Stardust, stardust. Ooh, yeah.
Those micro beads and pollen are so much fun. So I've decided I wanted to add some more pieces, and this is called grunge board, and it's something that's no longer on the market. And I've painted all the grunge board with black gesso, and I'm coming back in with those waxes to make them, the texture on them, really pop. And I'm going to place those in different areas. And on this one, it had the little pieces that were inside the hole, so I just decided to use those as faux screws.
Just realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you.
You're gonna have to look really closely here because I made this little ceramic bumblebee to have in this flower with its bum hanging out.
Something made us find each other out there, made us realize we're more than just stardust. Ignore this fact if you must, to do what your dreams are telling you to do. And I'll be out there looking for someone like you.
hope you've enjoyed this little quirky assemblage. If you have, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It always helps my channel grow.
Hold on tight. I can smell the shore, it's right in front